In a world that celebrates quick success and instant rewards, it's easy to believe that opportunities always arrive wrapped in beautiful packages. We wait for the perfect job, the perfect moment, the perfect connection, or the perfect chance to change our lives. But what if opportunities don't always look like opportunities? What if they arrive disguised as inconveniences, challenges, or problems that everyone else is trying to avoid? There's an old saying, the obstacle in the path becomes the path. Today's story reminds us that sometimes the greatest rewards are hidden behind the burdens no one else is willing to carry. As you listen, I'd like you to keep one question in your mind. When life places an obstacle in your path, do you complain about it? Or do you look for the opportunity hidden inside it? Stay with me until the very end, because this timeless story might change the way you look at life's challenges forever. Long ago, in a prosperous kingdom, there lived a wise king who loved his people deeply. His kingdom was wealthy, the markets were always busy, the roads were full of travelers, and the people enjoyed comfort and security. Yet the king couldn't help but notice something troubling. Whenever a problem appeared, many people were quick to complain. Few were willing to solve it. So one morning, before the sun had fully risen, the king decided to conduct a simple experiment. He ordered his servants to place an enormous boulder right in the middle of the busiest road leading into the city. Afterward, he quietly hid behind nearby trees where no one could see him. Then he waited. As the morning grew brighter, the first travelers appeared. Elegant merchants dressed in expensive robes approached the road. The moment they saw the giant rock, they frowned. "What poor management," one of them muttered. "The king should maintain these roads better," another complained. Without making the slightest effort to move the boulder, they simply walked around it and continued on their way. The king remained silent. Hours passed. Government officials, wealthy landowners, respected citizens, and travelers all came along the same road. Every single one noticed the obstacle. Many shook their heads. Some blamed the government. Others blamed the workers. A few blamed fate itself. But not one person stopped to remove the rock. As evening slowly approached, a humble peasant walked toward the city carrying a heavy basket filled with fresh vegetables balanced across his shoulders. Unlike the others, he didn't immediately walk around the boulder. Instead, he carefully set down his basket. He looked at the rock, then at the empty road. "If I leave this here," he whispered to himself, "someone may get hurt. An elderly traveler, a child, or another farmer carrying a heavy load." Without expecting praise, without hoping for a reward, he placed both hands against the rough stone and pushed with all his strength. The boulder barely moved. He wiped the sweat from his forehead. He took a deep breath, then pushed again. His muscles ached. His hands became sore. His breathing grew heavier. Still, he refused to give up. Little by little, inch by inch, the enormous rock finally rolled to the side of the road. Exhausted but relieved, the peasant smiled. The road was clear once again. As he bent down to pick up his basket, something caught his eye. Lying exactly where the boulder had rested was a small leather purse. Curious, he opened it. Inside were shining gold coins. More money than he had ever seen in his entire life. Alongside the coins was a handwritten note. It read, "These gold coins belong to the person who removed the boulder from the road. This is your reward for choosing action instead of complaint." The peasant stood in silence. Only then did he realize. The obstacle had never been a punishment. It had been an opportunity. Years passed. The humble farmer used the gold wisely. He bought more land, planted bigger crops, and raised cattle. Soon, his small farm became a prosperous, big farm. His family no longer struggled. They lived in a beautiful home, enjoyed plenty of food, and had everything they needed. But the farmer never forgot the boulder. He knew that his life had changed because, unlike everyone else, he had chosen to take action. And he taught his children, never spend your life only complaining about the obstacles in your path. Sometimes, the very problem you are avoiding may be hiding the opportunity you have been waiting for. The farmer and his family lived happily ever after. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Tell me in the comments, what did this story teach you? Your story might encourage someone else who is going through a difficult season right now. If this story encouraged you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with someone who may need the reminder today.